Hello, Stress Recognition and Management class. I hope you're having a great start to your fall semester. I'm Dr. Lori Wagner, and I'm so glad to have you in the class this fall. This is a COVID semester, a full COVID semester. If you're not aware, we are in the midst of a pandemic. Our segue onto this remote learning process in the spring didn't go so well, so hopefully the fall will be a little bit better, though this has always been an online course, so I think we'll be just fine. So I'm happy to have you all here. I think this is a good time to take a stress recognition and management course. I wanted to start by introducing myself and the class and help you along with how we're going to process everything this semester. So the syllabus is posted and your course is actually ready to go from the beginning all the way to the end. So that's kind of nice. Typically when I create these videos to communicate with you, I'll send you the link via email, but they'll also be posted in Learn. So if you go to the first module, you'll see the introduction. This video will be there as well. Our first module, as you'll notice, is just really getting us used to the course and how we're going to operate through this semester. It's a general overview of stress from a health ed perspective, which I think is important, and we'll take you through everything. The course, you'll remember, is a 2-credit course designed simply to help you learn how to process and manage your stress. It's kind of like breathing. Sometimes I used to think I was pretty good at breathing till when I was swimming and practicing for triathlons, and someone said to me, well, you're breathing underwater, right? And I said, how do you breathe underwater? And we'll do some breathing techniques later that will further elucidate this idea that even though you've all been breathing your entire life and it would be really serious and significant if you stopped, most of us breathe incorrectly. Same with stress. So hopefully you've been finding ways to manage your stress all of your life, but maybe they haven't been ways that have been super helpful. So we're going to start off with some basic understandings of the 7-stage stress model, which is what will help provide us the framework for the entire semester. We're also going to look at the dimensions of health. There are 8. We will look at 12 then dimensions of wellness, which is a word I don't love and is a little difficult for me to say. So for those of you who love it, you're welcome. But this is a practical course, and I just want to keep reiterating that, designed to help you operate more efficiently in your life. So if you don't already know, there are no quizzes and no exams. You are going to be required, as you take a look at the syllabus, to go through the modules. There are 8 set up for every 2 weeks, and each of the modules will have a due date. So this is module 1, doesn't need to be completed until September 6th, I believe, correct? And you'll get about 2 weeks to do each of them, and it might actually be exactly 2 weeks for each of them, which in the fall can be just a little tricky because of the number of weeks that we have. So you'll notice that the reading materials, there's no book. What you need for the class essentially is a paper planner, or just a planner, I guess I should say. You can do that electronically or paper. I'm a fan of these. Last year I said generic ones because my planner last year looked like this versus my planner this year, which is a little more fancy. When you never get to leave the house, you have to do little things to make you happy. My instructions, you'll notice, say that it has to have a monthly, a weekly, and a daily piece of that. So you'll notice that mine actually has, and I'll show you here, this is my September so far, just trying to get my class organized. That's the monthly. And then after each month is also the weekly. So it has each day of the week. Notice I haven't gotten to that important planning section yet. Now I just closed this accidentally. And then so this is how I would operationalize, or this is how I operationalize my week. And then sometimes I also have a separate planner, and I'm only going to ask you to do this a couple of times, that has like a daily, which will have then even the hours of the day. And I carry those with me, paper as well as electronic, because sometimes my phone doesn't always work out the way I want it too. And like I said, we're not going to get down to the hourly micro level just yet, but we will get there eventually. So however you want to do this is fine. Last year when I taught the class, folks were a little bit crabby about having to buy one. No one said you had to buy it. If you want to print out monthly and weekly calendars on your computer, that's great. However you want to do it. So you'll see for your first assignment, all you're going to do then is take all the syllabi for your other classes that you're taking and enter them into your planner. You're going to enter every assignment and every requirement that you know of that has a due date. So if there's an exam, you're going to enter that. And then we're also going to take a step back from that. So if you have an assignment due on a certain day, I want you to start thinking about, when am I going to do the work for that assignment and how long is it going to take? And then you're going to start penciling in at this earlier plan of attack for that assignment. So maybe that assignment is going to end up having, I don't know, 5 levels. I'm going to need to do something about what I want to do. Maybe that's going to take a half an hour, some thinking. Think about what's the topic going to be for my assignment. Then maybe you need to do some research, right? Need to collect some literature or do a literature review or collect the materials for the assignment. And that's going to take this amount of time, and I'm going to do it on this day. So we're just going to really get our first go at our calendar assignment. You'll notice the second required material is a journal. And here too, I don't carry mine around with me. I always have different versions of it. It's personal and I don't want to lose it. And then I also do have a quasi-professional one where I keep track of things. I was just reading back one from 2015 about how to be a better Lori. And ironically, I was eating it over my lunch from a fast food place about how to be a better Lori. And number 1 was eat at home, pack lunches, eat delicious food you make yourself. Okay, so apparently I did not do that. I neglected the step of going back and reading my journal. So number 2 was make your coffee instead of buy it, but I gave up caffeine a couple of years ago now, so I don't have to worry about that one. But your journal is going to be private, and you can do, like I said, on the paper. You could also do it electronically. You'll notice when you get to that assignment, when you're reading it on Learn, that you don't actually share it with me. Instead, there's going to be prompts for writing and then questions you have to respond to after you've written. So I encourage you, to take your time as you go through each module. You have 2 weeks to go through each one. So when you have a minute, go to our Learn course, introduce yourself to it, figure out how you're going to design your course experience. This will be part of your calendar, and then just do it. Think about how you're going to organize the class. Some of our modules are going to involve some thinking and planning, and even some breathing or sleeping or resting or eating or swimming or doing yoga, so on and so forth. Maybe you have time with your friends and family, either in person or over Zoom, petting your dog, loving your cat, feeding your bird, whatever your specific wellness operations are going to be. So I encourage you to go ahead and get started. Take a look at the syllabus. You'll see the exact assignments listed down below. When we go through each module, is going to be worth 20 points. So you'll get 5 for your journal assignment, 5 for your calendar assignment, and then each time there's 10 points and other spaces spread up depending on what else I want you to do in that space. Okay, and so because we still have this goofy section or calendar where we start actually on Thursday, if you want to start on Thursday, go ahead. If you want to wait till Monday, like a cleaner calendar, you can do that, because I just kind of ignore these first 2 days, though I know some of you want to get going and get started, so that's fine. The graduate students have been invited and included in the undergraduate section, and so that graduate project will show up, but keep in mind, for those of you that are undergraduates, that does not pertain to you, and for the grad students, I'll call your attention to it as we move forward. But just so you know, just to be simple, I combined you all. Your personal stress profile, you'll notice, is something that you're going to be working on all semester. So you're going to be essentially assessing your stress throughout the semester, and then your stress management project we're not going to talk about for a while, but It's essentially going to be your plan moving forward. Once you've picked up the different pieces of the course, thinking about how are you going to arrange your stress more appropriately in the future. This is so fun. I'm actually looking at the notes from the video from last year when this time I was planning on a work trip to Zimbabwe and South Africa. So last year, this time I was planning on going to the continent of Africa. This year, I don't even leave my house. I walk my dogs, I walk for exercise, and I go to the grocery store. And I take out a lot of fast food. I'm not going to lie. So in any case, I'm going to stop here. Welcome to the class. As I said, I'm so glad to have you here. I really can't wait to learn with you. This is one of the more stressful times in my life. So this content I think is going to really be relevant and hopefully effective for all of us. So again, here's hoping you have a great start to a semester. I know you're in it. We've been in it for a minute. We're going to be in it for a few more minutes. So hang in there, and I will talk to you again soon. All right? Nice to see you.